Imagine this. You're sprinting towards the finish line, heart pounding, legs on fire, and then wait, no sweat. Not a single drop. You're still running like a marathon champ, but your skin is as dry as a desert. No awkward sweat stains to hide, no sticky shirt clinging to your back, and best of all, your gym clothes don't smell like a public pool. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, buckle up, because sweating is actually your body's unsung hero, and it's doing a lot more than you think. What happens if you never sweat? While it may sound like a relief to never have to deal with sweat stains or uncomfortable gym clothes, the reality is a bit darker. Let's take a look at a rare condition called anhidrosis, also known as anhidrotic ectodermal dysplasia, which is the inability to sweat normally. People with this condition don't sweat in one or more areas of their body, making it hard for them to regulate their body temperature. It's like trying to cool down with no air conditioning during a heat wave. In fact, anhidrosis can be caused by damage to the sweat glands, the nervous system, or certain medications. This lack of sweat can cause their bodies to overheat rapidly, making them vulnerable to conditions like heat exhaustion, dizziness, and nausea. They can even suffer from heatstroke, a serious and sometimes fatal condition, because their bodies can't naturally cool off. And the situation gets even more dangerous when they catch a fever without sweat. There's no easy way to bring down the fever and regulate their body temperature. What seems like an annoying, occasional inconvenience for the rest of us is a life-altering and dangerous condition for those affected. The real struggles of living without sweat. People living with anhidrosis quickly learn that they need to take extreme measures to stay cool. Air conditioning, ice packs, and cold drinks become their best friends. Without sweat, even the simplest outdoor activities can become overwhelming. Imagine going for a walk on a hot summer day, but your body can't sweat to regulate temperature. This can leave you feeling faint, dizzy, and sluggish, like your energy is draining faster than it should. During intense physical activities or when exposed to high temperatures, people with anhidrosis can struggle to maintain normal body function as their body temperature climbs without any relief. For those with this condition, even a simple workout can feel like an insurmountable task. The absence of sweating also means that they must take extra precautions to avoid heat stroke. They rely on other means to cool down, including staying indoors in air-conditioned spaces or using cooling devices like cooling vests. But even with these measures, managing the heat can be a daily struggle, making it a lot more difficult to do what others take for granted, like enjoying a sunny day outside. Causes of anhidrosis. What triggers this condition? Anhidrosis can be caused by several factors, and it's important to understand the different underlying conditions that can contribute to this lack of sweat. Some of the most common causes include nerve damage, skin disorders, or taking medications that interfere with the body's natural sweating process. For instance, people who have suffered from nerve damage due to conditions like diabetes or certain autoimmune diseases can develop anhidrosis, as the nerve signals that control the sweat glands get disrupted. Medications, especially those used to treat high blood pressure or depression, can also interfere with sweating as a side effect. Other causes can include skin conditions such as psoriasis, which may affect the sweat gland's ability to function properly. In some rare cases, anhidrosis is simply a genetic disorder. Individuals who inherit a rare condition like anhidrotic ectodermal dysplasia are born with an inability to sweat in certain areas of their body. In any case, the common theme across all causes is that anhidrosis disrupts the body's natural cooling system, making it much harder to regulate temperature and putting affected individuals at risk of heat-related illnesses. Tips for coping with anhidrosis. Living without the ability to sweat can be tough, but there are ways to manage the situation. First and foremost, staying hydrated is crucial. Without sweat to cool the body down, hydration becomes even more important to help regulate your temperature. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day helps to maintain internal balance, allowing your body to function optimally. It's also important to wear loose-fitting, lightweight clothing in hot weather. Tight clothing traps heat and prevents the body from cooling down properly. The lighter the clothing, the easier it is for the body to maintain a stable temperature. Another helpful tip is to avoid physical exertion in the heat whenever possible. For people with anhidrosis, it's essential to plan outdoor activities around cooler parts of the day, such as early mornings or evenings when temperatures are lower. Cooling devices, such as cooling towels or air-conditioned spaces, are also lifesavers. If you're feeling dizzy, weak, or overheated, it's critical to get to a cool place immediately and stay there until your body stabilizes. These precautionary measures can help prevent heat stroke and other heat-related illnesses, keeping you safe when temperatures soar. How much sweat do we actually produce? Believe it or not, the human body has between 2 to 4 million sweat glands spread across the skin. That's an incredible number of tiny sweat-producing factories working to keep your body cool. When you think about it, that's a lot of effort just to maintain a comfortable temperature. Under normal conditions, we sweat about 0.5 to 1.5 liters per day, but during intense exercise or exposure to extreme heat, this number can skyrocket to 10 to 14 liters per day. That's right, your body can lose up to 14 liters of sweat on a particularly hot or active day. Sweat may seem like a minor annoyance, but it's a critical process for maintaining the body's internal temperature. In fact, sweating is the body's most effective cooling mechanism, as it can dissipate heat that would otherwise cause serious internal damage. So, the next time you find yourself drenched in sweat after a workout, remember that your body is doing some heavy lifting to keep you safe from overheating. Trivia time. Did you know? Here's a fun fact for you. The human body is packed with sweat glands, between 2 and 4 million of them to be exact. These sweat glands work tirelessly, especially during periods of intense heat or exercise. On average, we can lose up to 10 to 14 liters of sweat on a hot day or during vigorous physical activity. That's nearly as much as a full gallon of water. Sweat is the body's way of releasing excess heat and keeping your internal temperature within a safe range. Without sweat, our bodies would quickly overheat, leading to heat exhaustion or, in extreme cases, heat stroke. So next time you're dripping with sweat after a workout, just think of all the hard work your body is putting in to keep you cool and healthy. What we can learn from anhidrosis. So, what can we take away from all of this? First and foremost, sweating is an amazing process that keeps us alive and well. It's easy to take it for granted until we realize that some people live without this vital function. Those who suffer from anhidrosis don't have the luxury of sweating to cool down, and that's when we truly understand just how important this process is. It's not just about looking sweaty or being uncomfortable in the heat. It's a fundamental survival mechanism that protects us from heat-related illnesses. The next time you're drenched in sweat, take a moment to appreciate your body's remarkable ability to regulate temperature. And if you're ever in the presence of someone with anhidrosis, remember how much they rely on different methods to stay cool and how much they'd appreciate the cooling power that comes from a good sweat. And that's a wrap on today's sweaty adventure. If you learned something new and want more mind-blowing facts, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more cool content. Stay fresh, stay hydrated, and I'll catch you in the next one. No sweat.